Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another great edition of Championship Wrestling Connection. On today's episode, a classic Southern States wrestling match as Chief Wahoo McDaniel battles Killer Kyle. Also on today's episode, more of JDR Promotions' presentation of Cole's Saturday Night Wrestling and the best of Southern West Virginia wrestling. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the best in Championship Wrestling Connection.
The shoulders, gets a 2 count. Wahoo telling the referee, hey, what'd you count for? He rolled me over and had my tights. But until he sees it, he can't call it. Mark Kyle did have the tights there at that time, but the referee, Alan King, was watching the shoulders instead of watching the man's hands. He just saw the shoulders down. Once again, Kyle rolls him over. The referee catches him into the tights. He rolls him back over. Wahoo keeps the side headlock. They're down on the mat, but Wahoo's staying in tight with the side headlock, applying the pressure to the ears of Killer Kyle. And they're back up on their feet now. Wahoo still applying the headlock. The crowd getting into it, calling Billy Ward the Weasel. They're into the corner. Referee calling for the break. Killer Kyle starts to back up, but he lays in a right hand on Wahoo. Now he's laying the feet to the side of the leg of Wahoo McDaniel into the thigh muscle. And I'll tell you one thing, Wahoo is starting to get boiling mad. You can see it in the Indian's eyes. And he's getting mad. And Killer Kyle better back off. He better wrestle. Wahoo went collar and elbow one more time. Killer Kyle kicked him in the thigh muscle once again. Goes to the leg. Takes him down with the leg hold. And trying for a step over toe hold. Converts it, drops in the elbow across the thigh muscle and the leg of Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Wahoo grimacing in pain, squalls out. And I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. Wahoo won't take much of this. Killer Kyle might be on him now, but he won't be on him long. Wahoo McDaniel is a tough Indian wrestler. He's the very finest Indian wrestler today and of yesterday. I don't know any Indian wrestler is as popular as Chief Wahoo McDaniel. You know, Wahoo started out playing professional football, and he played with the New York Jets, New York Giants, and then he got into professional wrestling, found out he could make more money in professional wrestling than he could playing pro ball, and you see what he's doing today. And he's had many of a tough match against Blackjack Mulligan, Ric Flair, the Anderson brothers, Manny Fernandez, and Wahoo, the Raging Bull. You know, they've had a lot of classic matches too. So Wahoo's no stranger to pain. He's no stranger to the ring. And Killer Kyle better work on him while he's got a chance, because when Wahoo comes up off that mat, he's going to beat your brains out. That's just putting it short. And Killer Kyle working on the leg of Chief Wahoo McDaniel. He takes the leg outside, pulls it out over the apron, pulls down. Oh, Wahoo's mad. He's having trouble standing. You take one of those legs out, you could get a pin or a submission. Killer Kyle, no stranger to the ring either. He's been in wrestling about 10 years, and he's no stranger. He's wrestled some tough men too. Primetime Brian Lee. There's those chops. And Jimmy Gold and Robert Fuller, he's wrestled them all. Wahoo went to a side headlock. Killer Kyle spreaded his legs to shove the man off. Wahoo come right up between the legs with that foot with a Missouri Mule kick. And boy, he caught Killer Kyle where he shouldn't have. And then Kyle trying to get out of the ring, backed up and run between his legs into the post. Killer Kyle is in a world of hurt. Wahoo taking the shirt off of Killer Kyle, pulling the shirt up over the head of Killer Kyle. Killer Kyle has no idea where he's at, and he's going to find out where he's at. Look at him. He's got the shirt over his head. He can't see through that shirt. It's kind of a pitiful sight, and it's kind of a funny sight. I kind of have mixed emotions because when you can't see Wahoo McDaniel and he's beating the far out of you, I don't know what would be worse, seeing it and him doing it, or not seeing it and him beating the far out of you. But right now, it's all Chief Wahoo McDaniel to the thrill of this crowd, ladies and gentlemen, here in Johnson City, Tennessee, at the Legion Street Parks and Recreation Center. Boy, they love this Tennessee Championship Wrestling tonight. Killer Kyle's got that shirt off. He says, "Okay, Wahoo, you pulled it over my head. I'm going to put it around your throat, boy." And that's what he's doing. You know what? New York, they fight as catch can. They fight with the kitchen sink, knives, forks, anything they can get their hands on. And that's what Killer Kyle's used to, being from Hill's Kitchen. That's what he's doing. Now, right now, referee Alan King is having a fuss with L.E. Ward on the outside. This gives Killer Kyle time to work over Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Wahoo's being worn down. He's having the life literally choked out of him. He got a 2 count. Killer Kyle says, "I want this victory." Oh, what a feather in the cap of Killer Kyle if he could beat Wahoo McDaniel in Johnson City tonight. That would go down in the wrestling annals as one of the greatest wins that Killer Kyle could ever have. Wahoo McDaniel right now is in a world of hurt as Mark Killer Kyle starts to take control of the match and the man. And when you start taking control, that's 95% of the match right there is control. As long as you control the match, you're going to win it. When you lose control, you're going to lose the match. Killer Kyle was caught choking or doing something. Referee Alan King called for the break. But Killer Kyle broke the hold on the head, went right to the leg. Boy, that's a mark of a good wrestler. He's got the head and he's got the leg in trouble. He can switch off, go from one to the other simultaneously, and that's real good. Good matchup here for semi-main event. Both men, well, Wahoo, he's billed as a good guy, but now he'll wrestle, fight, brawl. He don't give a darn. He'll just do whatever he can to win a match. And Killer Kyle, of course, he'll take every shortcut he can, and that's what he's doing. But Wahoo is coming back. You see him kicking on the leg of Killer Kyle, and he is working on the leg too. Like I said, Wahoo's been around for many a year, and there's nothing new to him in the wrestling ring. He has seen it all, and he's had it all put on him, and he's done it all. So right now, you see the famous chops going to work on Mark Killer Kyle. And what a match this is tonight. I'm enjoying it, sitting here commentating it for you for Tennessee Championship Wrestling. Mark Kyle rose back out under the bottom rope, holding on to the leg of Chief Wahoo McDaniel. And he's still working over the leg. He's wanting that victory. Boy, this would be a big victory for him. And of course, Wahoo McDaniel's wanting the victory. He's had a lot of wins. He's had losses. But what a win to come to Johnson City, Tennessee, and beat the man from Hell's Kitchen, New York, Mark Killer Kyle. Right now, Killer Kyle wanting a little rest time, wanting a little time out, if you will, to rest that leg that Wahoo's been working on, and that really works out to Wahoo's advantage, too. He can get on his back bicycle around the ring, and rest that leg, too. Both men got Charlie horses in that leg, and this will give them both a little time tonight. Here we go. We should get a tie-up at about any time. They'll low collar and elbow. Both men on their bicycle, eyeing each other. Now they lock hands. Wahoo McDaniel and Mark Killer Kyle locks hands, goes for strength. Wahoo used the head, then used the feet, then went to a top wrist lock. And then when he got to top wrist lock, he went around, grabbed the top of the shoulder, pulled back. Killer Kyle rolls to the other side of the ring, falls back in the corner, and says, "Hey, referee, get him back. I'm in the ropes." Alan King, the referee, he backed Wahoo McDaniel's back. You hear the crowd getting into it, hollering at L.E. Ward saying Weasel. Of course, that kind of gets all the nerves of one L.E. Ward. I'll tell you what, Wahoo McDaniel and Killer Kyle, it's been tit for tat. They've been going back at each other for the best part of the match. Killer Kyle now starting back on the leg, kicking the thigh muscle. Boy, that hurts right above the knee. Wahoo comes back, a big chop to the throat of Killer Kyle. Chop number 2 to the throat of Mark Killer Kyle. Killer Kyle still kicking. Wahoo still chopping. He chopped him again. Right, Wahoo chopping again. Killer Kyle putting the knee into the leg of Chief Wahoo McDaniel, trying to take him down. Wahoo holding on to the ropes for leverage, but Mark Killer Kyle finally got him down. Now he goes to take the leg outside. Wahoo McDaniel out on the apron of the ring. Killer Kyle going to wrap that leg around that post of the ring. There he goes. He wrapped the leg right around the post. That's going to take a lot of really stamina out of Wahoo. That pulled every ligament muscle in that leg. I guarantee you that. Again, he takes it around the turnbuckle and the post, and that really hurts. I tell you what, Mark Killer Kyle smiling now, saying, hey, I've got the man now. I guarantee you that. Wahoo is a hurt man. It's just a matter of time. But as Killer Kyle goes to pick Wahoo up by the hair of the head, Wahoo throws the headbutt into the stomach area, and then Wahoo threw head into the leg area. And now Wahoo up, kicking the thigh and leg muscle of one Mark Killer Kyle. Oh, what a match this has been. It's been tit for tat. It has been a classic here in Johnson City, Tennessee, at the Legion Street Recreation Center. But I tell you what, the Recreation Center here in Johnson City, it's been known as a living legend for professional wrestling over the years. They've had professional wrestling here since the 1950s, and it continues into the 90s, my friends. And the matches get bigger and better, and we're so proud to be at the Legion Street Park and Recreation Center here in Johnson City, Tennessee. Wahoo McDaniel and Mark Killer Kyle wrestling each other tonight here in Johnson City. The promoters of Tennessee Championship Wrestling, what a feather in their cap to put this one together. And they really put a classic wrestling match together tonight. We want to thank those guys for working on this and putting this together. Wahoo chopping on Killer Kyle. I tell you what, you about have to kill the Indian, keep him down. And he is really working over Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Look here. Wahoo McDaniel's got L.E. Wood. He choked the living daylights out of him. L.E. has hit the floor. Killer Kyle over fussing with the referee. Wahoo ducks. Killer Kyle was coming after him. Uh-oh. Killer Kyle put a shot to the head. Shoots Wahoo into the ropes. Wahoo reverses. Hits him with that big chop right across the throat. Killer Kyle didn't go down. There's a chop once again. Referee, 1, 2, 3. The winner of the fall of the match, the living legend, the Chief Wahoo McDaniel.
Fans all around the world, I have Mr. Number One, George South, and in case you don't know, he has a new book out.
You know something, Eric? This is the second greatest book that's ever been written. You know it, and I know it, and all these great fans here know it. You know, this book has been all over the world. It's only been out for about 6 months, and my dream is to get this book on everybody's coffee table all over the world, and we're about to do that, buddy.
Well, as soon as we do that, then everybody needs to go check out your YouTube show.
You know something? We're going all over the world. You know, George South TV, right there on highspots.com. It is probably the greatest TV show in the whole wide world, folks. The longest running internet show that's ever been. And folks, we want everybody to tune in. We just have a great time, man. Make fun of a lot of people, including ourselves, and we talk about a great book.
Yeah, there you hear from Mr. Number One, George South. Get the book, watch the show, and enjoy him at your local wrestling event.
Winter is here again, oh Lord. Have them home.
Let's say, Boogie Woogie Man wants to invite everybody watching. Please come to Boogie's Wrestling Camp, Hall of Fame Museum, any Sunday, 12 to 4. Check it out. Jimmy Valiant at Outlook.com. Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Jack Funk making his first appearance, and he's going to be going up against a fired-up Hustler Rip Manson. You know a little bit about him being fired up? How about that, Jim?
Is there anything but a fired-up Hustler Rip Manson when you're talking cold Saturday night championship wrestling?
Man, what a great lineup of matches we've had for our fans here. And it's not over, Jason Shea.
No, it's not over by a long shot, Joe Brody.
And this matchup, we've got Jimmy Jack Funk going against Hustler Rip Manson, and these are two large, powerful individuals.
Look at that!
That shot from Ox and Hustler Rip Manson all over Jimmy Jack Funk. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Funk trained in Tampa, Florida.
Actually, under Dory Funk.
Under Dory Funk.
At the dojo.
At the dojo, so this is not a
This isn't his first time at the dance, is it, Joe Brody?
Absolutely not. This is definitely a great professional wrestler. And I tell you what, he comes highly scouted and well-talented, and he is getting it handed to him right now by Hustler Rip Manson.
Well, you know, it's certainly something to see wrestling return to Saturday night, and I think that the Manson family understands the levity here, Joe Brody. The Manson family understands this formula, and they're here, and they aim to take over.
That big clothesline delivered by Hustler Rip Manson, and he's going to pose, and I'm not sure anybody can see that. Break of the nails across the back, and he's just pulling out all the stops.
Oh, my God.
Ox Baker Jr. has given several shots.
He's biting him, Joe Brody. He's biting him.
I tell you what, Hustler Rip Manson, when we said he was fired up, he is definitely showing it right here. And he is going in the ring against a large man, and so far he's absolutely just manhandled him.
It's been zero offense, all defense on the part of one
Well,
Funk,
I'm
Mr.
going to tell you
Funk.
something. What happened initially there was Funk tried to alert the referee that Ox Baker Jr. was on the ring apron. Ox Baker Jr. nailed him, and it stunned him more than anything else. But Hustler Rip Manson took advantage, and he was just all over him from that point on. Hasn't let the man get a breath in edgewise here. Oh, and look at there. Wait a minute.
Oh, look at that big boot.
He's
setting him up. He's setting him up for the Helter Skelter.
There it is. Hustler Rip Manson delivers his Helter Skelter finish move, and the former television champion's going to get a win right here on Saturday. And fans, I just don't know what to say about that. Let's take another look at it while we get an interview with Matt Dowdy.
Hello, everybody. It's your old friend here, Handsome Bo James. Some people like to call me the King of Kingsport, and I'm here to tell you, it's finally here. Do you want to be a wrestler, kid? My first full-length book, 348 pages, never publicly told stories, rare photos, a history lesson of pro wrestling in East Tennessee. How I got my career started as a promoter at the age of 14 years old. How my in-ring career started at 15 years old. Stories of being so blessed and getting to work and compete with people like the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff, the Mongolian Stomper, Izzy Slapowitz, Nature Boy Buddy Landell, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, Ricky Morton, and a whole lot more. Let's not forget about those practical jokes that wrestlers like to pull on one another, a whole chapter dedicated to that. Tributes to many of my fallen heroes turned friends like Wahoo McDaniel, Road Warrior Hawk, Sherry Martell, Billy Joe Travis, Moondog Spot, and a whole lot more. Buy your copy today, kingofkingsport.com. Each book comes with signed pictures of not only myself, but my beautiful wife, Misty James, and a DVD with never-before-seen matches, interviews, and special insight from me that follows the book. Do You Want to Be a Wrestler Kid? Available now. KingofKingsport.com.
Here on television especially. It's a rare occasion when the World Heavyweight Champion was going to be on television, and look at this, he's taken down to his knees immediately by Mad Dog David Lynch.
Mad Dog working that arm, trying to render that claw move useless, I guess.
I tell you what, if he works over that right hand, George South will be without that claw that was taught to him by Blackjack Mulligan. Down at the
look at that three-point football stance, and he found nobody home there, Joe Brody. Found nobody home.
Nobody at all, absolutely. And I tell you what, we've got a major matchup going on in the ring right here. And I tell you what, George South being taken down by Mad Dog David Lynch. And there's a big arm drag by South, and he comes off the ropes. David Lynch catches him with the back elbow, and he is right back onto that arm. Jason Schaefer, what a matchup we are seeing right here in the ring, without a doubt, man. That is a matchup for the ages, and David Lynch so far giving World Heavyweight Champion George South everything he can handle and just a little bit more, I believe, if we take George South's opinion for the matter.
Well, he certainly touched on a lot there, Joe. He needs to be worried about what's going on here. As he manages to mount an offensive here, he deflects the back of Mad Dog.
I tell you what, he is all over him, and man, sunset flip by Mad Dog. That really surprised me. Yeah, absolutely. That is not in the normal repertoire of Mad Dog David Lynch, but he's going to pull out all the stops that he can against the world champion. He wants to get a win here, even though this is a non-title matchup.
Sometimes one surprise like that, Joe Brody, is just enough to turn the tide and change the outcome of a match. 1, 2, 3.
That's right. Professional wrestling is a game of human chess at its finest, and you're thinking while you're in that ring, Jason Schaefer, move and counter move and counter move again. When someone throws you a curveball like that you're not expecting, it doesn't just affect you for that moment, but it may affect the next 3 to 5 moments in the ring, and that gives somebody an opportunity to hit you with something that you want to get a quick victory.
You're absolutely right.
I've done that to opponents in the past, and I've been on the receiving end of it. So I tell you what, man, what a way to end up that first hour here on Cold Saturday Night Championship Wrestling.
Look at this, he hooks him. Oh, takes him over, Joe Brody.
Big Bill out of the corner, and world champion takes over on Mad Dog David Lynch once again. And there he's signaling.
Calling for that claw move.
He's signaling. He's going for it.
There he is, Joe Brody.
There it is. He's got that claw hold applied, and Mad Dog David Lynch could very well be out of this matchup right now.
The world champion George South asking where Ricky Morton is.
I tell you what, that's a question he may not want to answer.
You're absolutely right.
Now, the number 1 contender, by virtue of his own title, Billy Lynn is the number 1 contender to the World Heavyweight title, and he's got his hands full with Dangerous Dave Scott right now, and Dave Scott's challenged for that belt. But George South looking at all contenders, and Ricky Morton has to be considered a top contender, as does Mad Dog David Lynch.
Mad Dog David Lynch going to the reserve. Look at this mounting an offensive.
Oh, he's got him in the bear hug. He's got him in the bear hug right there. Let's see if he can maintain it if he can get it. Oh, and look at that. South both being applying submission holds simultaneously, Jason Schaefer. Which man has the advantage?
Able to apply that claw hold. Look, he's got it cinched in, Joe Brody. Using his his other hand as leverage there. He's got it cinched in. I don't know if the Mad Dog is going to get out of this.
It doesn't look like it, Jason Schaefer. It absolutely doesn't look like he's going to be able to do this. I tell you what, I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this. That claw hold has won many, many victories for George South.
Look at this. The dog barely hanging on, barely maintaining consciousness, Joe Brody. Look at this. I believe this one's over.
Our referee, Cody Gearing, right in there with him checking. And the fans are letting Mad Dog know. There, you hear that chant behind him. They're letting that chant go, and they're letting him know that they want him. Here he comes. He's working his way back up. He's to his feet. He's regained his vertical base. Jason Schaefer with a big elbow to the midsection right there. Followed up by a second. Goes to shoot South off South. Reverses it. Here comes Lynch again. Up and over one more time with a sunset flip. But I don't think he caught him by surprise.
Oh, look. He's got that claw on again.
There he goes. He's got that claw hold applied. That claw hold that was used so extensively over the years by Blackjack Mulligan. And that's who taught it to George South. It was used by Blackjack Mulligan. And it was used by all of the Von Erichs down through the years, Jason Schaefer.
And certainly being used right here tonight on Cole Saturday Night Championship Wrestling.
Fans, we want to thank you all for being here, that's for sure. And what an exciting hour of television we've had. Please tune in each and every Saturday night on the station we're doing right now, because Championship Wrestling is not going away.
And neither apparently is Mad Dog David Lynch, as he's gotten back to a vertical base. He's trying to fire what power he's left into the midsection. Shoots him off against the rope. Look at that, Joe Brody. Takes him down with that elbow.
The champion down, and here he comes. He's got him in the corner, shoots him into the opposite corner. South still on. Look at that. There he goes. He's going. Oh, I've seen this. Look at that. Look at that. Aware of it. There it is. You've got a pinfall right there. George South happy with himself. Jason Schaefer. And Ricky Morton in the ring telling referee Cody Green that George South had his feet on the ropes. And right there, the fans are letting Cody Green know that Ricky Morton's absolutely right. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to see if I can get a word right now over here with Ricky Morton. And there it is, a disqualification win. Mad Dog David Lynch gets it.